This video is all about fluidity and creativity around groups of 4 notes, breaking apart concepts from stick control for use on the drum set. I'm sure you're all aware of stick control. It's a super old book that every drummer has on their shelves. It's a must-have, and I use it all the time in my lessons. The exercises we're doing today are not from stick control, but they're inspired by the concepts in stick control. In fact, the exercises we use today are available for free on my website, so you can click the link in the description. It'll take you right there, and you can download the PDF for free. So when compiling all the options for right and left hand combinations over 4 notes, we don't end up with that many options. But as soon as we add a third variable, like our foot, now there's way more options. So I started writing down all the options just like I did with the 3-note video. And by the time I got to the end of what my list was, I had no idea if I covered all of them. So I asked ChatGPT, and we ended up arguing back and forth a lot. They kept giving me different numbers and kept adding on. The answer kept changing. I'm still kind of unclear. I ended up with 83 options. ChatGPT gave me 84 after a lot of pushing. There could be more. There could be duplicates. But either way, it would be insane to practice all of them in order. That's not really what we want to do. This was more just for the fun of the knowledge. So we're just going to practice all the hand combinations. And on the set, we're going to vary it up by replacing some of the hands with our foot. That should get the job done. First of all, let's talk about grids. If you don't know what grids are, it's really just a check pattern and then a variation, just to work things out. I'm going to use 5 simple grids in this video, 3 of them on the pad and 2 of them on the drum set. And all of these grids are going to do a 4-2-1, which means 4 beats, 2 beats, 1 beat. The first grid is just straight 16th notes the whole time. So our check pattern is going to be right, left, or left, right. Vary those up. These variations that we plug into it are going to happen over and over again for each beat. However, some of them are more comfortable to alternate. So with those ones, we will alternate. I mean, you can play a whole bar of right if you want, but it's not as useful for what we're trying to do right now. So here are all the normal variations, including the left hand equivalents, and then here are all the alternating variations. Before we go through some of these, it's important to remember that we want our 16th note quality to stay the same the whole time. Other than hearing the different pitches of your sticks, if you don't look at the pad, it should sound like just one long phrase of right, left, and time. We're gonna set the metronome to 100. If that's too fast for you, don't be upset, just go slower, and then slowly speed it up as you get used to it. If this is too slow for you, it's not too slow for you. So start here and then go a little bit faster. On top of getting used to these stickings, we're trying to be accurate. I'm going to have my metronome set to quarter notes, but I recommend doing it with 8th notes and 16th notes, just so you get used to exactly where these notes should be. So I'll just go through a few of these options here. And again, as you go through all these, go slow and make sure that your stickings are accurate, making sure that your strokes are really relaxed, you're rebounding, and you're keeping everything about the same dynamic. We want to be able to add accents and taps inside of this. We want to have dynamics, but we have to start with a good control of not forcing ourselves to always play an accent on the first paradiddle or something like that. We also want to think about the prep, which I will make a video about preps eventually. For example, if I'm playing right, left, we want the stick that's not playing to get ready to play. Don't overthink it because then it's gonna be bad. Don't freeze your hand in one spot. Think of how you're prepping for the time. We want these notes to continue moving. It should be very fluid. So the next grid is almost the same thing, but we have an 8th note check instead of a 16th note check. So this is really good for timing. You wanna subdivide 16th notes while playing 8th notes, then stay true to your 8th notes while playing 16th notes. Our third grid is going to be a flam accent grid. So this is going to work on the same thing, but also triple double on top of it. We're always working on triple double. Like I said in a previous video, it is like the way to go for timing. With the flam tap grids, we're not going to do the 1. We're just going to do the 4-2. When we do the 1, it kind of flips things around a little too much for what we're trying to accomplish right now. On the drum set, our possibilities open up immensely. So we're going to think about the same concepts first with just our hands. And you can do all of these variations on just the snare if you want to get used to it. But we're going to jump straight into moving our arms around a little bit. Again, we want to play with every variation that we have for hand combinations. I'm just going to do a few though. But again, explore all these options on your own. See what sounds good and see what doesn't sound good, and you'll come up with your own ideas. So our first grid on the drums is just a basic 8th note beat. Let's just jump straight into it. I will do paradiddles for this first one. I'm just going to keep my left hand on the snare, and I'm going to move my right hand around onto different things. All right, let's do right, right, left, left. So as we're playing around with all these hand ideas, getting comfortable with how we can move them around and execute them, let's start swapping out some of the hands with our bass drum. I'll take the pattern right, right, left, right, and I'm just gonna replace the last right with my foot. All right, now I'm going to keep doing the same concept, but we're going to move to the next grid. So our next grid is just going to be triplet based. Everything else is the same. So our triplet groove we're going to do for this is kind of like a shuffle type thing. I just noticed that my bottom snare mic has just been laying on the ground this whole time. So now it should sound better. I'm going to take right, 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 left, 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 and replace my last beat with my foot. So sit with these ideas for a bit. Go through all the options for your hands, start replacing things around, start slow, get faster, experiment with the sounds you can make and the dynamics you can explore in the process. You'll notice while doing this that not everything sounds like a good idea, so you'll know kind of what to avoid. So rep it, play with it, and pair this with my 3-note video. Similar concept, but different completely. If you found this video useful, please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. Make sure you check out my description for the free PDF file of these exercises, links to my website for lessons. You'll also find social links down there like my Instagram and my music. All right, see ya.